What are the purposes of marriage?
Marriage is the goal for students in this class, but relationship statuses vary.
I'm currently dating someone right now.
I'm very much single.
This is my first real relationship, I'd say.
A big part of this class is taking inventory. It's being willing to look at yourself.
Dr. Jason Carroll has been teaching preparation for marriage classes at BYU for 10 years, and every year asks students what they hope to learn.
It all really comes around their own sense of readiness. How can I do this right?
I hear all the time in church, marriage is so important. It's so important, you've got to find the right person and get married. But then I've always felt this gap of well, how do I tell who the right person is?
Many students think it comes down to simply choosing the right partner.
It's created I see one of the biggest pitfalls in modern dating. When I find a really great relationship, then I'm going to commit to it. The problem is that from everything we know about successful relationships, that's a bit backwards.
Backwards because it's the commitment and investment that creates the great relationship. Carroll says you can boil down the last 30 years of scientific research on couples and marriage to one thing.
That there are indeed skills, there are ways of doing a relationship, ways of making a relationship, but sometimes individuals and couples just haven't been taught the skill set.
And you start learning those skills at a very young age.
In the womb, and I say that actually quite seriously. We know that that early child experience primes us. I think if we wait until you've got a serious couple, you're too late.
BYU professor Alan Hawkins wrote the Forever Initiative. It advocates more public policies aimed at ensuring marriages stand the test of time. The first step? Teaching youth and young adults what healthy relationships look like.
And they don't necessarily come particularly naturally.
Dr. Hawkins found a program that begins teaching those skills in grade school.
So the brain always needs to stay the brain.
Janine McKenzie created the Center for Relationship Education in Denver, Colorado in 2003. CRE's curriculum is now taught in 42 states and 8 countries.
My intention was always to fill that gap between body parts and contraception. It was to talk about relationships.
McKenzie is a registered nurse and saw the need for a different approach to sex ed after she visited her son's class.
Kids equate sex with disease because that's all we're talking about. I want to change that paradigm. If you couple sex with committed love, diseases are going to go down. Pregnancies are going to go down. Hearts are going to be full. Marriages are going to take place.
The secular, science-based curriculum meets state education standards, advocates waiting until marriage to have sex, and it's resonating with young people.
I believe that it allowed me to learn more about myself as far as my personality and my character traits and how I love. I know I fall very fast.
I think a lot of people, even if they're not about sex right now, they're thinking, oh, marriage is just about sex. And it's a lot more than that. It's about the relationship that you have with that person and how beautiful it can be.
Besides just learning relationship skills, Carroll and McKenzie both say young people need more opportunity to date, minus the pressures.
So here's the purposes of dating. Teach to it. This new online dating is very prevalent where they talk and talk and talk and then they meet up and now they feel like they know each other.
Gone are the simple, inexpensive, frequent dates that just allowed people to get together on a bit of a one-to-one basis.
While the pathway to marriage is changing drastically among the millennial generation, the end goal hasn't changed.
And as we help them see that proper vision for it, I think they're very drawn to it. And it isn't exclusive to a single faith group or even to religious individuals. That longing for the bonding, the permanence, the connection resonates with most, if not all, of young people.